Well, hello. We're back with our final practice problem from the 2020 Practice Free Response Group. This problem involves two separable differential equations that we're going to first graph looking at their slope fields and second graph work out algebraically. Now, the key thing here is going to be to understand, one, how to do the problem, separate, integrate, and two, understand how the AP grades these problems. We're going to talk about that as we go through it. The first two parts of this question, A and B, involve being given a slope field and then graphing the two functions. I'm sure you can look at that and work those out, but these are those two graphs. One is the exponential function here, and two is the logistics function there. Okay, so that's how these come out, both containing the point 0, 1. That will come back to haunt us in a moment. Let's take a look at how we're going to solve both of these. And for both of these, let's remember how the AP grades. So understand this going into it. You're going to have to do, we think, a separable differential equation. First point, separate. Second point, integrate with a C. Third point, use the initial condition. Then the fourth point is all the algebra after that. Remember that. That fourth point's a lot of work for 1 point. Let's see how it works here. With the first one, we've got dg over g, 1/2 dt. There's my separate point. How about an integrate point? Natural log, absolute value g, 1/2 t plus c. There's your integrate point. How about using the initial condition? Remember, 0, 1. 1/2 0 plus c. Natural log 1. That's it. Okay? So at this point, on a typical AP exam, you'd stop and go on and do the next problem and then come back to this at the end if you have time. Because what follows is a whole lot of work for 1 point. Not as much work for this one as it will be for this one, but still, it's a lot of work for 1 point. Okay, so we solve this, 0, 0, c. So c is 0. Go back here, rewrite this problem, natural log, absolute value g, 1/2 t plus 0. Okay, now we're going to solve for g. So I'll just stay down here. G equals e to the 1/2 t. Now, I can get rid of the absolute value because e to the something is always positive. And that's that. Now, again, minimal work here. There's going to be a whole lot of work here. But let's see how those points break down for this one. Again, here's a nice looking differential equation. We're going to separate dj over j or minus j, 1/2 dt. There's your separate point. How about your integrate point? Oh boy, here we go again. I don't know about you. Does it seem like we've done partial fractions at least twice already in these 6 problems? Well, guess what? We're going to do it again. And as always, feel free to pause and work it out on your own. Fast forward, go get a cup of coffee, or watch a YouTube video. Oh wait, you're already watching a YouTube video. So let's work out j for minus j using partial fractions. I think I might go get a cup of coffee. A over j, b over 4 minus j. This works out nicely. You should get a as 1/4 and b as 1/4. Now, once we've done that, we're back here at our problem. So here we go. 1/4 over j plus 1/4 over 4 minus j equals 1/2 dt. And I'm going to make this a dj Put parentheses around here, integral here, integral here. Now, let's integrate. 1/4 natural log absolute value j plus 1/4 natural log 4 minus j. But wait! Do you hear the jingling of the chains? I know I do. When we integrate 4 minus j, what are we going to have? That's right, a -1 equals 1/2 t plus c. Hey, and if you don't believe me, that's okay, although I'm never wrong. Integrate this. Let's see. If I were to, differentiate this. If I were to differentiate this, that'd be 1/4 times 1/4 minus j times -1. But there's no -1 up here, so there had to be a -1 here. Yeah, that's the reverse chain rule. All right, so there we go. That's our second point. Now, watch what I'm going to do for the third point. One whole point for simply doing this. What's amazing you're going to see here is that that's 1 point. Simply putting in a 1 for the j and a 0 for the t. That's 1 point. Not even solving for c. Now, the fourth point is going to come from solving for c and then solving for j. That's a lot of algebra for 1 point. It sure is. So, again, we would do this, go back, finish the rest of the test, then come back and finish this problem. So, or if you're at your 25-minute mark, take your 3 points and run. Okay? Kind of like deal or no deal. But let's rock it out as long as we're here. Here we go. 1/4 natural log 1, that's 0. Minus, now, here's what we can do. I got a minus 1/4 natural log 3. Okay? I'm cool with that. Right? And that's going to be my c. So minus 1/4 natural log 3. That's going to be my c because that's 1/2 0. Okay, now I have to rewrite this step here. But what I'm going to do here, because as you know, I love pre-calculus. So we're going to go j over 4 minus j here. We're going to go 1/2 t here minus 1/4 natural log 3 here. Okay, so all we have to do is solve for j. Yeah, it's like saying, well, all you have to do is do a head gasket job on your 2005 Subaru Outback. No problem. All right, so here we go. Multiply through by 4. Natural log j over 4 minus j. Still absolute value. 2t minus natural log 3. Now at this point, we can, that's right, put this in exponent form. Now, again, e to the whatever is always positive, so I can get rid of those absolute value signs, natural log 3. Now, what is that all about? Well, here, this is going to be e to the 2t over e to the natural log 3, isn't it? Exponent laws from algebra, you remember them? Remember those algebra rules? Kind of got to remember how to put on those algebra pants. They're kind of tight, like skinny jeans, but they still fit. All right, so this is really e to the 2t over e to the natural log 3, and on my planet, e to the natural log 3 is 3. Okay, so here we go. 1/3 e to the 2t times 4 minus j equals j. Yeah, you're wondering here, is this worth 1 point? I don't know, you tell me. Okay, so here we go. J equals 4/3 e to the 2t minus 1/3 j e to the 2t. We got to get our j's together, at least that's what my algebra teacher always said. J plus 1/3 j e to the 2t equals 4/3 e to the 2t. Man, I'm running on a board here for 1 point. Holy smokes, I think I can do it down here at the bottom. J equals 4/3 e to the 2t divided by, now we're going to factor a j out of here, so that's 1 plus 1/3 e to the 2t. Whoa, dude, that's a lot of algebra. Now, those pre-calculus teachers right now, they're loving you. They're just singing your praises. That's some beautiful work right there. But look, a point for the separation, a point for the integration, and a point for simply plugging in 0, 1. And then that whole thing. This concludes your 2020 practice problems. Do these, do them again. This will be great practice for this year's exam. We wish you the best of luck. Work hard, do your homework, and get some sleep, and maybe a little exercise too. Have a great day.